Hi, good morning, and welcome back to the Kristin Omdahl Show. This is episode 1028, and we are live in Southwest Florida at the beach. This is the beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. Hope you had a great weekend. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you have questions for me. Let me know if you want to share what you've been working on over the weekend. Hi, Thea. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. I'll wait a few minutes before beginning to allow people to make it over from pre-chat and notifications. Hi, Leona and Diane. If you are new to my live stream show, hi, Joe. We go live for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Now that it's the summer version of the time change and everything, we'll be doing it always in the morning right now, unless that changes. But I only did the sunset edition on Mondays during the winter time zone when sunset was earlier, but now sunset's after 7:30 p.m. and it makes more sense to just do that as a side thing, not consistently every Monday. And also, if you are new to my live stream show, you have the ability to join the pre-chat for up to 30 minutes prior to when I go live, so you can chat with everybody else that shows up. It's a fun way to get to know other people, and you can continue that party throughout the day by joining the KO community forums on my website as well. So it's a great way to connect with other positive, like-minded, creative people and continue the friendships through the 100% private forums and also the completely private message section of the forums on my website as well. Let's see. Hi, Marcia and Judy, Stacy, Lisa, Judy, Christine, another Judy, and Nancy, Leona, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Kristin Omdahl Show. This is episode 1028, and we are live in Southwest Florida at the beach. This is the beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. It is rather busy down here, but it is March in Florida, so obviously this is the height of our travel season here, and there are tons of people here. And that is fun. Yes, we do get red tide in my area. I am not aware of it having started yet this season, but it is a naturally occurring algae bloom that happens offshore. It's actually been happening for over 100 years. It's been documented over 100 years, but it's been more problematic for a variety of reasons in the last couple of years. And yes, we do get it. Sometimes I'm affected by it and sometimes I'm not. So we'll just see what happens this year. You know that meme or that joke that goes around the internet sometimes where if you're going through a stressful situation, here's a note from your future self, don't cut your bangs? Have you ever seen that kind of a joke where it's like, if you're not in a really great stable place, it's not the time to cut your own bangs? You know the old joke, because most of us only do a total hack job when we cut our own bangs and then end up crying and creating more problems for ourselves, especially when we're in a not stable emotional situation. And with my life in so much turmoil right now, I've been thinking about cutting my bangs again, and I swear if that meme hasn't shown up 3 times in my feed on a variety of social media channels over the last week. So I'm taking that as a sign that no, it's probably not time to cut your own bangs right now. Isn't that funny? So in an effort to compromise with myself, I'm doing like design things on the front of my crown. So so I did a Dutch braid in the crown section of, like, I parted my hair from here to here, and gosh darn it, if somebody doesn't blow up my phone on between 9 and 9:30, it's crazy. There's one person that knows me right now that is just like texting me over and over again right now. Anyway, I will remind her when we are done that I was doing my show like I always do. Anyway, so I parted my hair from here to here, pulled the rest of it back, left this low, and then did a Dutch braid up to, which is an inverted French braid that gives you a little more volume, and I pinned it when I get to the end of my crown and then pulled the rest of my hair up into a messy bun. Oh my God, she won't stop. Anyway, I feel like it gives me some volume on the top, and it's just another way to be decorative with your hair without cutting your own bangs. So you might see me do a little more elaborate stuff in the front of my hair today. I think it's a nice compromise for wanting to do something different while also preserving my sanity by not having to cry over poorly cut bangs this week. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Who hasn't cut their own bangs and cried afterwards, right? I gotta say, I don't think I've ever cut my bangs and actually trimmed them. Oh my goodness. Still texting me. I don't think I've ever cut my own bangs and actually trimmed them. I think I cut them once and then grow them back out anyway. I think anytime I cut my hair shorter, I only cut it once and grow it back. I don't think I've ever trimmed a bob before either. It's like I feel like I want to change, and then as soon as I do, I want my long hair back. I'm sure some of you can relate to that too. Did everybody have a good weekend? Did anybody do any fun crafting? Did anybody do any good self-care this weekend? I have to admit that, and I think it's important to do this too. It's important to want to make time for self-care. It's important to do things to take care of ourselves for the right reasons. No, honestly, it's been somebody that's been mad at me all weekend, so it's probably just blowing up my phone to tell me what a bad friend I am. It's funny, when you're the friend that's normally the stable one that always, that is always neutral, always supportive, and never asks for anything. It's funny, when you're the person that has a life in turmoil, sometimes friends don't react very well to that. And it's funny, I have friends that have been more supportive than ever and compassionate about what I'm going through, and I've had other friends that have been super judgmental and very critical of everything that I'm doing, and even saying I'm not a great friend right now. So, you know, I don't know what to say. It's disappointing, and she's blew up my phone all weekend telling me what a kind of a bad person I am. So I'm sure she's somebody that doesn't remember what time my show is, so it's all right. Maybe she's feeling better about me, maybe she's not, but in either case, I'll see it when the show's over. Okay? Just being honest. Okay, back to self-care. I think it's important to share with you when I haven't been really good about self-care as well, because I want to remind you to not beat yourself up when you don't make time for self-care. It's a great goal, and it's something that we feel really proud of ourselves about when we do take care of ourselves. But this weekend, I'm just going to I'm going to make myself accountable and share with you that I didn't do any self-care. And the reason why I'm telling you is that I'm trying really hard to not beat myself up for it. And so I'm using myself as an example to show you that even when you don't meet your goals, it's okay, brush it off and just keep going. You know, you don't have to stop and dwell on what you did wrong. You just have to keep going and try better. So next weekend, I'll try better to do self-care. I didn't this weekend. I felt enormous pressure to work, and pack, and sort, and do regular work too. I have a lot going on behind the scenes with releasing a new book soon, and lots of new patterns and new things going on in my design world and in my behind the scenes world. So I felt enormous pressure to not only work all weekend, but also sort, pack, purge, and store belongings all weekend. And I did make great strides in that, but now I've hurt my back. So I guess that's my body's way of telling me you should have taken some time for self-care this weekend. No judgment though. Yeah, so the point is no judging. I didn't do it, but it's okay. Brush it off and keep going. And you know what? I'm gonna make time for yoga today. I did a few stretches here I arrived at the beach early this morning, partly because I didn't know parking was going to be an issue, and partly so that I could do a few hip stretches before we got started this morning, thinking that would help my back, and hallelujah, I feel better for the first time in 24 hours. Like, I haven't even been sleeping because my back hurts so much. So a few hip stretches have helped a little bit, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that a few times throughout the day today. Try not to overdo it, but do that a couple more times throughout the day, and try to take it easy physically. I know I have a lot of mental work to do today, but going to really try to focus on keeping the physical work to a minimum. So, does anybody have any questions before I share some more fun stuff with you? Oh, that's too bad, Donna. I've had that, I think, my whole life, if not from puberty. So remember, don't beat yourself up if you didn't do any self-care this weekend. Why don't you, maybe you can do 5 minutes of something today. 5 minutes, and just be proud of that. If you can only do, I even read, what was it? Hold on, let me think. I listened to an article the other day on the news, on a radio station. John Tesh does an oldies station, and I've recently discovered it on the radio when I'm driving, and he shares some of the most wonderful tidbits of interesting and somewhat positive news. And he shared an article the other day that if in the middle of the day you close your eyes, you can be sitting, standing, whatever, close your eyes and just breathe for 30 seconds, it can actually make physical refresh changes in your brain by giving your eyes a 30-second break. Isn't that interesting? And he said it's a great way to recharge even when you don't have time to do something more elaborate or more time consuming. So, hey, let's commit to that today. Or we could even do it together right now. You want to do it together right now? Let's see. If I count to 30 while we do it, I don't know if that counts. You want to try anyway? Let's try it. Okay. So I'll count to 30 if you want to close your eyes with me. Then you don't have to peek. Okay. Or I'll count in my head. So if you trust me to close your eyes with me right now, just sitting wherever you are, close your eyes with me and I'll tell you when 30 seconds is up because I'm going to count. Starting now. Okay, 30 seconds is up based on my counting, but we all know I am more hare than tortoise, so I padded it by 5 counts for me, because even when I say 1 1,000, 2 1,000, I know I'm still fast. So maybe that was 30 seconds. Did you try it? Did it feel good? I thought it felt kind of good. I feel a little refreshed, do you? And if you didn't want to do it with me, that's okay too. But if you tried it, do you feel good? Did it feel good? I know. When you close your eyes like that, you have the ability to focus on your other senses. So to be able to listen to the waves with more focus like that is really special. Maybe we should do that more often. Yeah, did that feel good? Yay! Well, there we go. Well, we're at the beach. We should do this. Isn't that interesting that 30 seconds seems so long? I think it's fascinating throughout the day when I set a timer for something that's short and I try to go do other things. I realize how much you really get done in short amounts of time. So yeah, 30 seconds when you're not used to pausing in your life like that seems like a long time. But I think that just is a gentle reminder that we could use it more often. Oh, yay! I'm so glad everybody enjoyed it. All right, we'll do it more often then. Yay! I'm so glad I could share that with you. All right, so let's move on then. And a few things I wanted to share with you. You may have read earlier this week in an email that my charity is evolving again. And, you know, before I even get started on that, I just have to remind you that when a small business or a charity evolves and makes changes, it's because there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes, right? And sometimes it's because other companies or other businesses have made changes that have a ripple effect on a smaller business. Or sometimes it's because the economy has changed, or sales have changed, or something has changed. Small businesses don't make big changes if they don't have to, right? When things are going well, they don't. So before anybody, and unfortunately sometimes people, when they don't like change, they immediately assume that you're a bad person or a fraud or something because you've made changes, and that's not necessarily true. It's a horrible jump. It's not logical at all. Obviously it's possible, but most of the time it's not. Small business have to evolve. They have to flow with the punches, so to speak. And so over the years I've made a lot of changes, but I assure you I'm always going to come up with something good in the end. And so because I no longer am selling physical products besides books, it's not going to make sense I'm not going to have, and I'm downsizing so much, I'm not going to have the space to do the Be So Helpful bags, which means that the charity for Project Kristin Cares is changing as well. However, I wanted to point out a couple of things that are staying the same and growing, and then talk about how other things are changing and going away, and assure you that there are new things that are coming that are going to be bigger and more exciting than all of this anyway, because the end goal is always to promote good choices, good boundaries, and how to thrive and survive after domestic violence. So, Be So Caring was the first book, not the last book, that I have written that is where 100% of the proceeds are donated to victims and survivors of domestic violence. And that's not going to change. This book is in existence, the ebook is in existence, 100% of the proceeds will be donated to my local domestic violence shelter or elsewhere that makes sense as life progresses, right? But the money is 100% always going to be donated. I originally thought to only do this as a book and as an ebook to promote the charity in that way. And I have had requests many times over the years to list these items as individual patterns, and for some reason it did not make sense to me to do that because I had so many moving parts at the time that I thought it was going to be accounting nightmare to try to figure that out, as well as the books and the ebooks and everything, because I had so many other physical products that I was having to manage and ship and all that. So now that I'm more focused on patterns and books exclusively, I felt like I could commit to donating 100% of the proceeds of the individual patterns of this as well. It seemed like too many moving parts before, but it does not seem like too many moving parts to me now. So I wanted to let you know that all of the patterns from Be So Caring, if you do not have the book and if you do not want the whole book, now you can order any of the patterns individually as PDF downloads on my website. And I did mean to bring the samples with me this morning, but now that I'm in the process of downsizing and organizing my life into a storage unit and a few other places, until I actually have the whole thing done, it's going to get really difficult for me to figure out where things are. I thought that I kept all of these samples out of storage for this reason this weekend, and it turns out I did not. I only have the shawl with me. So another day I can show you all the samples, but there are photos of all the other samples in the book and in the individual pattern pages on my website. So Be So Caring, a collection of thoughtful gifts for the friends we know and those we have yet to meet, has some really wonderful patterns for anybody in it. So, and again, if you want the book, great. If you want the ebook, great. But if you want the individual patterns, they are available too. And 100% of the proceeds of single patterns, ebook, or physical book will be donated through Project Kristin Cares to victims and survivors of domestic violence. So this is the first pattern. It's Dora. It's a baby blanket and a baby hat. And what's really interesting about this baby blanket is that it is edged in motifs. Here's the photo of it, and here's one of the schematics of it. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. And the hat matches because that motif that starts in the center of the blanket and is used in the edging is also used for the crown of the hat. Can you see that? Okay, and again, if I had it with me here, I would show you. I do not have it here with me today, so Just doing the best I can. The next pattern is called the Stevie Kimono Wrap Sweater and Drawstring Pants. And this pattern comes in an incredible range of sizes from newborn through 8 to 10 years old. So it says a newborn size, a 3-month size, 6-month size, 1 to 2 year size, 2 to 4 years, 4 to 6 years, 6 to 8 years, and 8 to 10 years. And then there is a schematic with all of those dimensions so that you can figure out what size to make. These are based on Craft Yarn Council regular standard sizes for children's garments. You could make the whole set for somebody. You could make it color blocked. You could make it all in a solid color. I think a really wonderful present for a new mom would be maybe making a set of these for every day of the week in different colors that they like. So nice. Yes, all of the patterns come with charts too. So that's the Stevie Kimono and Pants set. Super cute. Then the next one is the Hooded Charlie Pullover. This one also comes in a huge range of sizes from newborn through 8 to 10 years also. You could make it a vest, skipping the sleeves. You could make it a pullover, skipping the hood. You could combine all of it together. Everything is shown in the pattern. There are charts, written instructions, and all of those dimensions on the schematic as well. And next up is the Riley Cowl. This one is a really cool technique of doing a vertical stripe in color work as you're working in the round. So you're working the cowl in the round this way and only using one color at a time. It's not like Tunisian where you or tapestry crochet where you carry both. You only have to carry one yarn at a time, but some magic way you create these vertical stripes as you go. Isn't that cool? Now I did triple the yarn. I did DK weight Be So Baby yarn and tripled it for this project, but tripling it gives you the weight of bulky yarn. So you could do this in Be So Easy or a comp if you have either of these yarns in your stash, or do a comp, you could do it in a bulky weight or in a DK weight yarn tripled. Okay? Written instructions, charts, all that good stuff. And then the next one is the Mary Jane Shawl. That's the one on the cover. This is such a beautiful pattern for a couple of reasons. It has a fantastic chevron stitch pattern with double treble crochet and single crochet, and then I think my favorite part is this beautiful bobble edging. Now I'm going to show you the written instructions, charts, all that good stuff. I was going to do some styling of it today, but I'm really sorry to tell you my back hurts way too much for that, but I promise you that we'll do it another day. I can show it to you though. It is absolutely stunning. It's 30 inches by 72 inches, which means there are so many ways you could style this, and I will show it to you on another day. I'm having a hard time moving around today with my back and my hips hurting so much, so if you'll forgive me, we will style it another day. But I can certainly show it to you today. It is so beautiful, so simple, so beautiful. And that's the shape that you get when doing the pattern as is with 30 inches by 72. But imagine if you tripled your original stitch count and did this 90 by 72. Or let's say you did it doubling your stitch count and doing your rows 60 inches and then going 72. This would be an amazing blanket. It's amazing as a shawl, but it's amazing as a blanket too. Really, really beautiful. Or it could be a baby blanket also. Just keep it at the 30 inches wide and just make it as long as you want. That color was called Orchid by Be So Baby Yarn. Then the sixth and final pattern in this collection is called the Tailored Textured Hat. And what's interesting about this one is that the stitch patterns in the crown and the sides of the hat really flow together beautifully. It's a starburst crown done with increases in front post double crochet, and then the sides of the hat are done in an offset stitch pattern of front post double crochet to give you that really beautiful texture and offset pattern. It's really pretty, and it's not difficult to do, but wait, there's more. Comes in 5 sizes too, so you can make this for a newborn, a toddler, a child, a woman, or a man. And what a beautiful family gift that would be if you had made it for a baby, their siblings, the mom and dad. It'd be great for a family photo shoot, all in the same color or maybe in all different colors, a family theme of colors, a sport team that they all love. Like, there's so many ways you could make that a group gift in addition to making it a singular gift. And you can find all of those patterns individually now on my website as ad-free PDF patterns with charts and everything for $3.99. You can view a free pattern page without charts on all of them on my website, and they are available as PDF downloads on Etsy and Ravelry as well. So wherever you like to download your patterns, if there's somewhere else you prefer to download your patterns that I don't offer them, let me know. I will try to share, I will try to do that as well. But in the meantime, you can download the PDFs on my website with your own personal download library if you're logged in. You can do the same in your Ravelry account, or you can download them on Etsy. Does anybody have any questions about that? Yes, they are all crochet patterns. Does anybody have any other questions? All right, well, if I see any questions, I will try to answer them. If your questions don't get answered, always feel welcome to leave them in the recorded version. Thanks, Lori. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Be So Caring bags, which has been the physical manifestation of Project Kristin Cares for the last couple of years. I donate these bags to shelters. I've also allocated quite a few of these bags for anybody who wanted to purchase them to gift to somebody or to donate to somebody. And I wanted to show you everything that's in here for a couple of reasons. Number one, you could still order this to give as a gift. They make a great travel gift for somebody. They also make a great donation to somebody. Also, I'm now selling the items individually so that you can, get a piece of KO history before my products are gone. So I'm offering these products at really low prices on my website. They're all in the drop-down box of the Be So Helpful bag page, where you can then order any of these items singularly, individually. And when you do, don't forget to use that coupon code of 30MORE, 30MORE, to get 30 additional % off of your order. So we've got the 20-ounce KO sports bottle, KO pen, KO nail files are already available on my website, the KO lip balm, which is actually really nice, and this tote bag. These would be great gifts for anybody. You could even buy a whole set of them to give somebody for grocery bags. So it folds out of that pocket and becomes a super duper durable bag. And anytime you want to use it, you open it up, and when you don't want to use it, you close it back up, and you can fold it back up into that pouch. And when it's folded up into that pouch, there's even a little carabiner clip on there. There's even a little carabiner clip on there, so you could clip it to another bag or clip it to something else for storage. But isn't that wonderful? So these bags, they have my name on there somewhere. I believe it's on the little pouch. Yeah, it's on the little pouch. So it's not in your face. It's just a little one inside the pocket. Which way does it? It goes in here. There we go. So it turns out to be a really large tote bag that you could use it as a project bag, you could use it as a grocery bag, beach bag, book bag, whatever. They're very tough and indestructible. I'm also selling individually the 100% bamboo washcloths and hand towels. And I have to tell you, I will be taking a big chunk of these to keep on my RV because I know that they dry so quickly, which is why I use them for donations, because I understand that when people have to get ready on the go, whether it's in a public bathroom or some other inconvenient place when you're transient. Having something that dries quickly is so important. Well, on an RV, that's going to be the case too. And also, instead of buying cleaning cloths and paperless paper towels or whatever, I think that these will work wonderfully for me for cleaning inside, outside, and washing my face. So I'm going to be taking some of these for myself for sure. I can't see. Oh yeah, the bags are super convenient to keep in your purse all rolled up, because a lot, like Judy said, a lot of places, a lot of grocery stores don't even provide bags anymore. And whether they do or not, you don't have to take them. You could bring your own bags. Just, I always want to make a reminder to anybody who does that, you must wash your bags in between using them at the grocery store. You don't want to infect anybody by leaving that bacteria in the bags again. Yes, I will show the shawl again. Yep. I just wanted to show all these items first. There are more photos of the shawl on my website also. It's called the Mary Jane shawl, and again, I'm not going to be styling it today. Not going to be styling it today because my back hurts, but I will do it another day. There are plenty of photos of it up there, but it is super easy to do, and it has this gorgeous little bobble edging around the entire perimeter of it. It's one of my favorite simple little edgings that I've designed. I think it is so cute. And 2 of those hand towels would make a great hair wrap. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so look at those sizes again. The bamboo towels are incredibly soft, and they're, like, again, the prices are very low on my website. You can still do bulk discounts as well, and you can add that 30% off coupon as well. Here's the washcloth. The dimensions are all listed on my website, and here is the hand towel. Super duper soft. Yes, I definitely support using these for cleaning, especially, you know, there's a lot of places where you can buy paperless paper towels now, where people sell things that you could use instead of paper towels. These, I think, would be perfect for that example. And even if you wanted to roll them around a paper towel holder, you could actually make yourself get that look and feel of a paper towel. Where can we find comparable yarns to Be So Beezy and Be So Baby? Well, if you haven't used up all your stash yet, I know a lot of people did purchase some towards the end and others did not. I will be writing a blog post very soon sharing some comparable yarns if you need them already. And in the meantime, I have shared some suggested yarns for Be So Baby yarn on the new pattern pages. So if you go to any of those new pattern pages that I mentioned this morning that I've recently released for the Be So Caring collection, I have shared specifically yarns that I found on the internet that are comparable to Be So Baby. And as I find more, I will share more, and I am working on a blog post that's way more extensive, sharing yarns that I think are good suggestions for baby, for sporty, for fine, for easy, and all the rest. But obviously I had a pretty decent sized collection, so I'm having to come up with ideas that are, you know, that's a great question, Kimberly. My yarns were unique. You know, my yarns were not easily accessible at other places, so no, you're not going to find something that's exactly the same. I spent a lot of time researching and coming up with unique products that weren't easy to find and weren't, not easy to find, but weren't easily comparable. Where's the coupon code? I just gave it 30 more, 30MORE. It's been in several emails this week. It's been listed in several places. If you can't find it, always feel welcome to ask. 30 more. It's also been in the show notes of every live show this in the last week, because I've talked about it every day. And if you ever don't remember, just ask. Yeah, there's lots of yarns that are not that don't have wool in them. Some do, some don't. But in general, I tried to find things that were the same weight and predominantly the similar or same fibers. But again, no, there isn't something that's going to be 100% like my yarns. That's okay, no problem. That's why I'm here, to answer questions. And that's why Judy makes spend so much time working on the show notes after every show. If after any show you forget what I talked about, the video description always has the show notes where it has links to everything that I talked about in the show. And if you still can't find it, you can always leave a comment for me to answer or email Judy at customer service after the show. Thanks, Natalie. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of all my yarns. I've spent a lot of time crying in the last 2 months saying goodbye to them.
I don't know. I can't believe we didn't get it.
Yep, I'm working on it, Kimberly. I'm working on, and it's a lot of work actually. So it's something. Of course, you should be able to mix other yarns with my yarns. You can mix any yarns together, and as long as you use something that's a comparable weight and comparable drape, you should be able to do that. No problem. There's so many ways to combine yarns, whether you want to combine them to be similar or if you want to combine them to be different in regards to texture changes and all sorts and gauge changes. There's lots of ways to implement combining yarns together. Yes, that as well, Angela. Yarn prices vary dramatically across the board, and so as I've been researching, in the blog post that I'm putting together, there, no, there wasn't, Lori. Nope. No, but I've been working on that research, and if you want something immediately for things that are similar to Be So baby yarn, I have shared links for those in those new pattern pages, and I'm working on a blog post with more extensive with all of the different weights of yarn that I have carried, or that I have produced. Hello, Beck from South Australia. Glad you're here. Hope you're up past midnight on purpose and not because you can't sleep. Yeah, definitely working on it, Kimberly. And in the meantime, hopefully you still have some KO yarns that you can work on right now, or whatever yarns you have. I never encourage people to buy exclusively from me. I never expected that of anybody. I realize you have lots of choices, but I do appreciate all of the support over the years. And yeah, we're moving on to other things, and that's okay too. I realize change is scary for everybody, especially when it's not your choice, which none of this was certainly my choice either, but it's okay. All right, well, let's see. Let's do a quote real quick and then move on to something else. Okay, so let's randomly pick a quote in here. This is Create, Share, Inspire Notebook, Volume 1, Issue 1, all back in stock. All of the notebooks are available on my website. This is from Benjamin Franklin. I love this one. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, as a teacher, you know this one just makes my heart sing. Yes, thank you, Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. And involve me and I learn. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love all teaching quotes and all the different ways to inspire other people. It's so awesome. Hey, can you see how busy it is here? I got to turn the camera. I know we've gone late today, but look at how busy it is here. I mean, you even saw this behind me. I can't even get a straight beach shot today. Anyway, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beach, the sound of the waves, my show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. And don't forget, you can get all these individual goodies now on my website, and you can get an additional 30% off with 30 MORE coupon code, and after long-awaited requests, you can now order the individual patterns from Be So Caring without having to get all of them, including the Mary Jane Crochet Shawl. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. Bye-bye.